Good afternoon and welcome to the Dexcom Stadium in Galway on an absolutely beautiful evening in the west of Ireland. It is round two of the Guinness Women's Six Nations Championship as Ireland take on Italy in absolutely wonderful conditions. Well, both teams going into today's game looking for their first wins of the campaign. England, as expected, have left Scotland with another thumping victory, while France have also made it 2 from 2, leaving Wales with a 31-point win earlier today. So this is how the table stands ahead of the final round of fixtures in round two. Ireland and Italy both at the bottom of the table, looking for their first points of the campaign. Ireland could potentially finish the evening in third. Well, as always, the wind could play a factor here at the sports grounds, the newly crowned Dexcom Stadium. In the first half, it will favour Ireland, but it is not expected to be as much of a factor as it has so often been at this stadium in the past. Well, they are expecting a record crowd for a Women's Six Nations International here in Ireland at the Dexcom Stadium today, in what is a brand new stand, just recently opened, the home of Connacht Rugby, and it is a stadium worthy of gracing any international. So they have come in their thousands. The vast majority will be hoping that it is a home victory, an Ireland victory, to cap what has been a very promising 12 months for Scott Beamon and his team. It is an Italian side that were beaten convincingly by Ireland a year ago at Parma, but that produced a 45 to 50 minute performance that was very impressive at times away to the French a week ago, albeit it did crumble away from them in the closing half an hour or so. There's the newly appointed Irish captain, Erin King, leading her side out, still in her early 20s. What a role it is for her to play in this year's championship. And they will get a huge ovation as they emerge into the sunshine at the Dexcom Stadium. Ireland shipped over 30 points in front of a record crowd at Twickenham a week ago, but the second half was a solid performance, and one which Scott Beamon will surely have leaned on as he got the right messages across to his players over the course of the build-up to this game today. Well, as we prepare for kick-off, we will take a pause for the anthems.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, please be upstanding for our national anthems.
from the 4 proud provinces of Ireland. Ireland, Ireland, together standing tall. Shoulder to shoulder, we'll answer Ireland's call. Ireland, Ireland, together standing tall. Shoulder to shoulder, we'll answer Ireland's call. We'll answer Ireland's
Well, the anthem sung with gusto. It's been a rapturous welcome for this team that have come on in leaps and bounds over the last 12 months. This is the Ireland side. 3 changes, 1 to the pack. Ruth Campbell comes in for Dorothy Wall alongside Fiona Chid in the second row. There are Campbell and Hogan in the back row, and Wafer and King as well, the captain. They'll be expected to carry the ball as much as they possibly can. 2 changes in the back line. A first Six Nations start for Nancy McGillivray in the centre, and a test debut for the 20-year-old Wexford winger Robin O'Connor. At full back once again, it is the experienced Stacey Flood. Well, Italian head coach Fabio Rosselli has also rung the changes, 5 in total. In the pack, Elettra Constantini handed her first start after her debut last week. She'll partner the experienced Valerigi Fredrigi in the second row. There's a change in the front row. Tarani drops to the bench. She's been replaced by Gaia Maris. Behind the scrum, well, it's an experienced half-back pairing of Sophia and Stefan and Emma Stefanin reunited, while the winger Gaia Busso earns her first championship start. She impressed off the bench with a try in Grenoble a week ago. She joins the established pair of Mutso and Osturi Mitsuni in the back 3. A quick look at the replacements. Sam Monaghan and Saif McGrath, well, they are welcomed back into the matchday squad for Ireland, while Italy are bolstered by the return of Michele Silari, who is closing in on 100 international caps. So a huge day for that player there, Robin O'Connor, the 20-year-old from Leinster, who is making her test debut this afternoon. And our match referee from Australia, Elliot Goldsmith, she'll be assisted by Ben Connor of Wales, Rebecca Biddleston of England. Graham Cooper is the Australian TMO, while Finlay Brown of Scotland is the bunker review officer. Alongside me for the game is Grace Stavitt. Grace, what are your expectations over the next couple of hours?
I think looking at this game, it's great weather, it's a great crowd, atmosphere. The big thing is, will both teams not make mistakes and just put on a spectacle for this crowd.
Stefanin kicks us off. Ireland were behind very early against England. Almost the opposite of what had happened for Italy in France. It was just 5-0 away to the French for the Italians, but it got away from them in the last quarter, whereas Ireland were down significantly at half-time, but really hung in there in the second half, as England looked to put some width on the ball early. They did a very pure bounce on this synthetic surface. It certainly has suited Connacht Rugby in the past and may suit Ireland as they look to get their attack going. Taken on by the tight head, Alessia Palani.
No hands, Sackler!
That looked like it had been lost forward. The referee was in a good position though. A no-look pass from Stefanin hasn't quite come off.
Haven't got that off the hand, off the foot, play on.
A little ball over the top from Stefan. And it was Dan O'Brien who picked up a position to field any aerial kicks, but was there to handle that one. Melanie MacDonald, their first carry of the day. Well, that was lost forward, again under the nose of the referee by Emily Lane.
Jittery start from this Italian team, a couple of mistakes, balls not going to hand, maybe the nerves are travelling, but what was interesting there, something that Ireland hadn't got much of last week, was territory, and you can see Dan O'Brien straight away putting up a high kick. What was really good about that was Ireland had a good chase to actually build that territory and pin Italy back.
Shoulders
Talked
above
about
hips,
cutting
okay?
out those early errors. That was one from Emily Lane. She looked to bounce back from that quickly.
Keep your feet out.
So Sophia Stefan, the 33-year-old who plays in Toulon, doesn't even get to complete the put in, and It's a tap and go from the Italians, who are looking to play early and lay down a little bit of a marker, taking over the number 8, Elisa Giordano, so experienced in the back row for the Italians. Stefana takes it on herself. And it goes to the open side. Ramicini, another one of the French-based players. She's in Lyon.
No hands. Release.
Stefan. And it's Constantini with that carrying. Into the 22 they go for the first time. Stefanin back out to Ostuna Manuzzi. Huge tackle from Aoife Wafer. So rather static from the Italian backline at the moment. Bit more deception there. That did look like it went forward off Sarah Manini.
It's carried back by Green.
Encouraging from an Irish point of view. Their front up defence in these opening few exchanges have given Dan O'Brien an opportunity to pump that ball deep inside Italian territory. And they've picked up 40-odd metres on that kicking exchange as Tony Manuzzi finds touch.
That's a great outcome from Ireland. There was some good attack and play from Italy, you know, but when Ireland get it back, it's like, what can they do with those turnovers? Last week they kind of squandered them. They didn't do much with it, but you can see the attempt here from Aoife Wafer. Big hit in, Brittany Hogan looking for the jackal, so great opportunity for Ireland.
Nina Maloney-McDonald finds her target in Fiona Chute. The Ulster player rising very high to take that first Irish line out, which malfunctioned at times at Twickenham. We'll be pleased with the first one at least. The ball is stalled. Lane has to go digging for it. Ball not readily accessible. And Italy, not only have they stole the ball, but they've stolen the ball as well. Disappointing outcome for the home supporters.
One arm on the body, no clear lift.
Italy playing from deep inside their own half. Dinka just keeps the ball moving. And he's taken in by Aramuzzo.
Use a 9. Wait.
Over the top from Sophia Stefan. Flood came a long way to get it, and the offload was very good as well. And off goes Aoife Wafer. Ireland just did not get the ball into her hands often enough a week ago. Away to England as Linda Jungan gets another few metres to take Ireland into the 22. Dan O'Brien, Flood again with another involvement, and taken in by Dalton. Working the short side, great hands from Flood out to the left wing, Robin O'Connor, who gets her hands on the ball for the first time in the Test match arena.
Roll blue! New advantage.
Penalty advantage for Ireland. Italy have infringed twice in this passage of play alone.
You can go there. 10
Oh, a
meters.
pick and go now from
Yes,
the scrum half. Lane is going to go all the way! Well, Italy, conscious of the 10 metres, never laid a hand on her in the end. Emily Lane with an opportunistic piece of play, and the Irish scrum half has given her side the best possible start.
I was wondering, would this Irish team do the best with the opportunities they got? It was a loose kick from Stefan, just not having the distance on it, and a great take by Stacey Flood. But it wasn't just the take, it was the reaction of her team around her and getting that pass away, moving the ball and keeping it alive. And then Emily Lane, what play from her at the end, seeing the Italians are switched off, tap and go, and then look, the fight in the contact, and just great placement there. So Ireland will be delighted with that.
So Dan O'Brien, who kicked well away to England a week ago and got 7 of her 8 kicks in the win over Italy in Parma last season. She's added the extras. The half-back pairing delivering the first 7 points of the afternoon for Ireland. Emily Lane, the 27-year-old from Mallow, County Cork, with a very brave decision to take it on herself. There may have been questions asked had she not managed to dot that one down, given that Ireland had an opportunity to kick to the corner. So brilliant job from the scrum half, who is ready for the restart as well. Off goes McGillivray. Her first start in Six Nations Championship Rugby, Dan O'Brien. Italy much deeper this time, expecting the wind to carry that O'Brien kick deep inside the Italian half of the field. It was run back by Manini, and then Ostuna Manuzzi involved. She here looks to her left. Big tackle again from Wafer.
Advantage, tackler.
But Ireland not rolling away. Dalton pinned a little.
Call the jackal.
Yeah, Aoife Dalton just gets
I
caught on
can't
the
reward
wrong
you,
side.
She's on the wrong side.
It
Okay.
was a double hit there,
turn,
and
no.
just because a jackler goes in, then it's seen that as a penalty. So it's just another mistake for Ireland. But a better kick, better territory. But a great opportunity for Italy here to have their attack and play in the Irish half.
Scott Beeman in his second year as the head coach of the Six Nations, looking to build on a third place finish last
Stay
season. They're
open,
certainly
4-4.
targeting 3
To your
home
right,
games
to your right,
against
thank
Italy, Scotland and Wales. Italy
compete.
go to the tail, looking to respond to that early setback.
They need entering 7. Same maul.
And Ireland have been penalised. Aaron King not entering that maul correctly. And they'll come back for that.
7. Entry. 7. Entry. It's on the 15. Touch. You must
Had the
catch
best
it inside
efforts
the field of
of
play
David
if you're going to
Parsons.
start outside.
That ball did
Okay.
find touch.
Ground here, Ireland hit this maul legally so and try and drive Italy and stop it at source.
Vittoria Vicini is the starting hooker from Padova. Her 20th Six Nations appearance. And that maul is set again. Ireland's maul defence has been questioned
7 is fine.
already by this Italian side. Milked one penalty already and now looking to work down back short side. It was Clean Maloney McDonald though that did really well to disrupt that. And it'll have to be played by Stefan. Taken on with a loose at Gaia Maris. Italy 5 metres out.
Heads and feet, Ireland!
Ireland looking to defend their early lead. It was a difficult one to take for Sarah Manini. And the 20-year-old did very well to hold on as they drive ever closer to that Irish try line. Stefan assessing her next option. Stefani goes alone, and Ireland look like they've held her up. And was that the right call from the 24-year-old Italian fly half?
13, offside in front of the line.
So they'll come back for
Offside, 13.
another Irish infringement, and they will head back towards the corner.
Just hands and feet by the girls, okay, on those pick and goes. Yep.
Yeah, disappointing
Mark is
from
on.
Ireland there to give another penalty away, but Italy really punching holes in Ireland here, but good defence from Ireland, running into the likes of Aoife Wafer where she's stopping at source.
1 foot's in, I'm okay. Yeah. Good question.
Vicini again. Part of the Italian side that won at the RDS 2 years ago, was player of the match in that game. And she's at the base of this maul as they rumble towards that Irish line. This is dangerous for Ireland. Italy are almost there. Down they go. Try has been awarded. Vittoria Vicini gets her 5th Six Nations Championship try, and Italy have responded impressively to that early try from Ireland.
And it's all come from that territory through penalties. When you give away penalties, Ireland have 4 penalties already in this game. You give 2 kicks, suddenly you're on your own 5-metre line. The first maul, Ireland did pretty well to salvage the defence, but you can see here in this maul, they're nice line, they stop it, but Italy just pivot really well. They drive, looks like, I'd say if they hadn't got more width, they maybe would have went into touch, but it was great control. We see the likes of Clean and Maloney, McDonald trying to get on the ball there, but a great score from Italy, and Ireland really need to set the territory and sort out the penalties.
It was a decent strike from Gaia Busso, but just pushed wide.
You see here's a great take, and obviously Ireland were sheepish after giving away a previous penalty,
No, you're okay.
but just light on that left-hand side and able to roll around and get through.
So trying to restart. Italy looking into that late evening sun as that ball drops. It's been a lively start to this fixture.
20. Take him back.
Ball dinked over the top by Stefan, and it's worked out. Dinko was quickest out of the blocks to get on the end of it. And dropped by Vicini, and that has given Ireland a really good opportunity in midfield.
This is where Stefan is so dangerous. She uses all of those 103 caps to use her experience, not just to play what the game plan is, but anything she sees. If she sees space, you can see there was a pre-call, but Dinka is so dangerous, so fast. Both on the same hymn sheet there. And it's just that space in behind where you've your back field defending and then your front field defending. So it just keeps that front line defence honest, where they can't shoot up now. The next time they have to keep watching for that little dink over.
Ireland can get quick ball here. Emily Lane and Bevan Parsons could easily set up a 2v2 down this right-hand side. They've got the entire width of the field to work off here.
Yes.
Wafer is going to work that short side. Here comes Parsons. Wafer decides to go alone. Huge carry from Ireland. Player of the year from last season and the player of the tournament. That ball was ripped out by Italy after being told to release, so it's a penalty for Ireland deep inside the 22. Another example of the damage that Wafer can do, Grace. She wasn't given too many opportunities to do that last week.
No, she was very quiet last week, and I think she'd be glad how she started defensively today. She's made a couple of big hits, but that's her first take off the back of a scrum. A bit of deception from Emily Lane, creating the space here. We've seen her do it in the PWR in the English League, but she's fighting really hard here and getting a great set piece now for Ireland.
Leonie MacDonald again hits her mark, and away come Ireland, and it looks like a chance perhaps for Hogan. The Wafer was at the very back of it as the ball was transferred, and Ireland giving Italy a dose of their own mauling medicine here in Galway. Aoife Wafer, having set it up with that brilliant run down that blind side, pops up for her 11th try for her country, and that is exactly what Ireland were looking for.
It was a brilliant set piece. You see King here, she's not even back on the ground, she's popping back, so the timing of that, to get it set, and then the drive comes straight away. Italy had no time to reset to try and change that, so that simple point of attack, changing that was brilliant. So great outcome from Ireland, only 2 minutes from Italy scoring. That's exactly how they would like to bounce back.
Very difficult kick for Tana O'Brien. That's a lovely angle of it. It is coming back in. That's a fantastic effort from Dana O'Brien. It's a part of her game that has improved massively over the last 15 months. And Aoife Wafer, no question about her ability to carry the ball, but from close quarters as well. She is so difficult to stop. The pack did a very good job also. A player, Grace, who's just come over and got over a succession of injuries, which cost her almost any game time at the World Cup. She could only play maybe at half tilt in the quarter-final. This is her looking lean and mean and at her best.
Yeah, 100%, and she finished off that World Cup with injuries. She had another medial injury and actually had broke her collarbone, finished that game with a broken collarbone. So, you know, she is so determined to get back and play at her best.
Again, they're using the breeze that is backing Ireland. Here's Lastuni Manuzzi coming up to meet it is Flood, and that's it. Collision in the middle of the field. Flood has gone down and stayed down, and Ireland have some defending to do here. Trying to pick it for Italy is Aramuzzo.
Move back, move back, move back.
The referee didn't see any infringement in that coming together between Lastuni Manuzzi and Stacey Flood. Here come the Italians again. That ball ripped forward, and Ireland have stolen it, and it's fly hacked down the field. Off goes David Parsons in hot pursuit now of Elisa Giordano, who does really well to get away from the Irish winger. I think the ball was kicked down the field by Fiona Chutes, and that is a penalty for Ireland, who got there in numbers and quickly forced Italy to hold on. And again, their kicking game is gaining them significant yardage in this first quarter.
But it's not only that. What I thought they really lacked last week, when they got opportunities against England and got turnovers, they didn't utilise it. But we see there, it was an absolute rip from, I think it was actually Brittany Hogan. She kicks it down into space, and then it's the chase from Bevan Parsons, and then getting the line up And then it was Alina Perry, her body position to get straight in over and latch on that ball and win that penalty. But it's from the turnover. It was absolutely brilliant here. All the team working really hard to get into a good position. And you see Alina Perry here just latching straight onto the ball. And that is a crucial moment for Ireland.
Alina Perry made her debut for Ireland a week ago, benefiting from some brilliant work from Brittany Hogan. He made exactly the right call with the kick down the field, taken in the air by King. And now Ireland looking to get that ball rumbling again. Ronnie McDonald. Dalton was in close quarters with her. Lane to Youngang. Takes two to stop her, but she still gets over that gain line. Away for her again. This time Italy have an answer for her. Lane looking to keep it in the forwards. She's got Ruth Campbell closest to her. She allows them to take over.
Let's use it, Green.
And inching their way closer.
Stay up on your feet, Latchers. Stay up on your feet. No.
One or two pick and goes away from getting there. Just need to avoid being held up. Lane keeps it short. Italy have infringed, and that may lead to something a bit more serious than just the penalty. Given a close Ireland are through that try line. Dan O'Brien with lovely hands. Big chance for Parsons, and she'll not be stopped. She only needs a sliver of space. Fabian Parsons gets yet another try for her country, her 7th in championship rugby, and Ireland already 3/4 of the way to the bonus point.
Not only that, what a homecoming for Fabian Parsons. Played schoolgirl rugby here, a Connacht native, to come home and put a show on for all these spectators here is absolutely immense. Obviously they had the advantage, could risk it, throw that big pass, skip pass. So it was a really good play from Ireland, and it's great to see the whole team involved in that play.
They softened up the Italian defence of the forwards, and then Lane fed Floods, who fired a lovely pass out to Parsons. This is the most difficult of the three kicks that Dan O'Brien has faced so far. It doesn't seem to faze her though. She's absolutely stroking those over. Yes, it is with the assistance of a breeze, but they are as difficult as they come, those kicks. And she is 3 from 3, and she's inflicting similar damage off the kicking tee on Italy that she did in Parma 12 months ago.
And it's now, how will they react to this? We've seen tit for that, great for the spectators and everybody watching, but can Ireland control this kick-off now, manage it, and get back to territory?
Alicia Giordano, in her 4th year as the captain in the championship, has just got a little bit of a warning from the referees to the penalty count on the Italian side. Ireland look to keep the foot down. Fiona Chute with another carry. She's had a huge first quarter. Dan O'Brien. Stina Manuzzi. He's got Gaia Maris closest to her. Opts to keep hold of it. Oh, she's done really well to get it back towards halfway. Ireland seem to get in over the ball, though. Italy have it. Stefanin, out wide it goes. Italy using their front rows to carry as often as possible. Stefanin keeps it moving. Little step inside from Rannicini. Ball goes to ground. It'll be regathered by Valeria Fedrigi.
Both really low, no foul play.
Stefan, little pop back inside, but it was behind the target of Gaia Busso. And Ireland have turned it over again now and looking to counter-attack through Dalton and then Flood. Parsons was not expecting that ball to re-reverse inside.
No advantage. First knock on by Blue.
Advantage didn't accrue off that earlier knock-on, so scrum down Ireland in the middle of the field.
But good intent from Ireland again, wanting to counter-attack, getting the ball through the hands there, knowing that they have the advantage. You see their visits 22-5.
It's pretty efficient, isn't it?
Yeah, it's brilliant, the amount of points they get into that 22, and that's where territory is so important. You can see that's why Dana O'Brien is kicking. The only question I would have is, are you kicking to get territory, kicking to contest? At the minute she's kicking, she needs to find grass if she's kicking up the middle of the pitch.
Crouch!
It'll certainly be a tactic we would expect Italy to employ in the second half when they have the elements in their favour.
Hold! Keep the height! Keep the height! Height!
Wafer pops it off this time. Lane, Dan O'Brien on the loop, and now Flood, who's had a really good start to the game at fullback. What a carry from her. Brought down by Dinka. Lane, Erin King, little step off her left. Put down by Elettra Constantini. Dan O'Brien. Ireland have numbers out wide if they can just get it into that channel. Chance for O'Connor around the outside. Oh, what a way to make your mark! Robin O'Connor on her debut for Ireland finishes that off wonderfully well.
Thank you so much.
That's absolutely sensational. First phase attack, try scored, you know, going through from that scrum set piece, actually one phase, Stacey Flood using the backs, and to have then the resource to have the numbers to go back and go full width the other side, that is absolutely intense. And the fact that he didn't use Wafer, we get it to Dalton there, and she has 15 metres. And I have to say, Robin O'Connor, what a finish. We've seen her do it before. She's been on the Irish Sevens circuit. She did it for the under-20s for Ireland last year, but what an introduction to international senior rugby for her.
So another opportunity for Dan O'Brien. That one just across the face of the posts. So her first miss of the afternoon. Ireland have a bonus point secured already, courtesy of Robin O'Connor, with a typical Sevens type finish, burning off the cover on the outside. Rewarded for her form in the Celtic Challenge by Scott Beeman, put straight into the starting 15, and he has had his selection call justified very early.
Inside.
Cleared by O'Brien. She was inside, but she now has not only picked up 50 metres, but she's helped Ireland to win the line-out as well.
And I think that's a tactical mistake by Italy, to be honest. You know, they're kicking straight to the strongest kicker for Ireland. She has that left boot, which is brilliant. She was in the 22, which means she could kick it straight out. And it's just given Ireland a brilliant platform now.
Okay.
Aoife Wafer is in the back line at the moment for Ireland, but she won't get her hands on the ball just yet. A little bit of misjudgment from the line-out for Ireland. Wafer was in there to make the tackle. And not only there, she's managed to poach the ball as well. She is wreaking havoc on that Italian attack race.
Yeah, she is. You could just see there, it was a great tackle. I'm not sure who made it, but you can see Aoife Wafer honing in on that jackal straight away. The Italian player isolated, trying to shell up, but gives away the penalty. And it's just disappointing, that line out. I'm not really sure that overthrow. Can Ireland secure this line out? See here, it's Dalton. She is so strong in the tackle, nice and low. And we can see there, it was just isolation from Manini.
Let's have a look at my AR, please.
They're a pretty good combination in that tackle area, Dalton and Wafer.
Let's come in.
Dalton small in stature, but she's a menacing tackler in midfield.
No.
No, Ireland didn't quite get the last line out right.
You put her on the mark. Stay on the mark.
That mark is where they are.
We're happy where they are.
They're not half a metre away from us.
Stay on the mark. And you guys come in and set the 1 metre. Yeah. So come in.
Maloney MacDonald finds Fiona Chute. Ireland looking to get Wafer into the game again. Presented well for Lane. Erin King around the back, and Maloney MacDonald now. And Italy are really struggling to contain this Irish attack, which has come to life today. Trying to get over that line there was Perry. And on they go. Ireland just need to stay patient here.
Shot!
Yes, they get held up. Lane goes digging for it. They're getting very wide, Ireland. Another chance maybe for Robin O'Connor. Did she get it down? Well, it seemed like an age that she had to wait for the ball to bounce her way.
Okay, we clearly got touching goal, so go back for a 22.
Yeah, you could
Touch and
see
go,
her foot
22.
was, it just didn't bounce
scrum from where
kindly
she
for
kicked
her.
it.
You could see her foot was in touch, and
I'll
it's
give
just
her-
a strange
explain.
play to do when you don't have penalty
So,
advantage, when one
you are-
short
you are
runner,
gonna scrum
maybe
on
one
22,
more
but
to
you
the
want
left
22?
would have
Scrum
held
right
on
where
to
she kicked it,
possession.
yeah.
So
Go,
Italy
son.
would be glad of the outcome of that.
So 22 dropout to be sent long by Stefanen.
So we got options.
Straight into
Options.
touch. She has had a
Erin.
difficult first 7 minutes.
We've either
This is
got
the
a
effort
ring
made
kick
by
or a
O'Connor.
scrum
Just couldn't
or a line
avoid
out
that
over there.
left-hand side.
Scrum in the middle. Right.
Yeah, it was a great idea, great space out there.
Scrum option code.
Just as you say, the bounce wasn't kind, but that's a huge mistake by Stefanen to get her team back into it. She just didn't connect right with it. You could see it was nearly like a half spiral sliced off the side of her boot.
Just a little bit more stability before the
This
ball is
gives
going
Ireland
in, okay,
a
from both
great
teams.
platform
Find the
now to
stability.
attack from. The hardest set piece to defend is a midfield scrum, especially your own 22 here, and you can attack both sides. You have the threat of Aoife Wafer, but you have numbers
Space on
both
the
sides.
line.
So who
Space.
do Italian defend? Then you still have half the pitch with
Keep the
maybe
height,
4 or 5
elbows up.
players coming around.
Crouch. Bind.
The smart one, you might be on Aoife Wafer to carry this
Set,
herself.
steady, hold.
Again, the Ireland
Advantage.
scrum, rock solid. They've won the penalty. An advantage now for Dan O'Brien to play with. Here's Stacey Flood. Just put the brakes on,
Release.
avoided that touch line.
Knock on there, knock on.
They'll come back for the penalty.
Yeah, on the 22 over here.
So plenty of options for Ireland here. Again,
Loose
that
head and tight
penalty
head,
count just
collapsing to
ticking
knee.
upwards.
Okay, scrum
For
option
Italy.
called again. Scrum.
And the laying down a marker here, Grace, calling another scrum.
Yeah, they are indeed. As you say, the penalty counts adding up, and then putting pressure on the scrum again. Italy have to make sure they stay
Leave the
honest in
height.
this one. If they
Stay off the
don't,
knee,
as you
height
said,
the
someone
side.
could go to the bin.
And say my side.
If they
Keep off
go
the knee,
easy,
height.
then Ireland get a really good platform, whether it's off Aoife Wafer at the back or their backs. But what's great to see this week is the backline fire and everyone getting their ball in hand.
Stability.
And I
Wait
think
for the
Nancy
ball.
McGillivray has played instrumental as well, and has stepped in that decision-making position as
Set,
well.
hold.
It's there for Wafer for the pick and go. McGillivray is closest to her. Wafer may not need her. It's a really good tackle, in fairness to the inside centre. Sarah Manini. Off goes Baby Parsons again. Such strength and power. Unstoppable. Well, they tried to tackle her high. That was a fool's errand. Because you'll be thrown out of it by Baby Parsons, who gets her second try of the game. What a homecoming it is for her.
Absolutely amazing set piece again. Italy couldn't shove in that scrum. They had to stay honest, and it got
Better picture
turned
that
slow off the back.
Yeah.
It gave way for a clear run, and then the speed of Emily Lane to get that past the Parsons. Initially I was questioning one player versus 3 Italians, but the width of that pass, any space you give the Baby Parsons, she was able to put the burners on, and that's great to see. We haven't seen that from her for a while, so to be able to put her into space and really attack is amazing to see.
And she's the best finisher that Ireland have, particularly in the absence of some of Ireland's other back 3 options for this year's championship. They just haven't been able to get her into space often enough in recent times, and it was certainly the case in Twickenham. But today, they've given her 2 opportunities, she's taken them both.
Yeah, and it's the speed of that attack and play. You know, the Italians are probably still coming up out of a scrum, and the ball's already gone from the next ruck.
And what a take that is from Robin O'Connor off the restart.
Use it, 9.
It's there for Lane. And off go Italy though, breaking through the gap is Ostuni Manuzzi, but she's easily fended off Dan O'Brien, and I don't think she's going to be caught. Well, a try out of absolutely nowhere by the Italian fullback. who missed the defeat to Ireland last year with injury. And she has taken that all the way home. Wonderful piece of individual brilliance.
That's how dangerous this Italian team can be, and if you kick loose, they will punish you. I was just watching that there was 3 in the Italian backfield, and then getting that ball, getting a quick pass to her, and it's just her footwork, her evasion. She gets outside Dana O'Brien, and then Robin O'Connor just can't make up enough space to actually cut her down. But great pace from her and great agility to beat that Irish defence.
20. Sorry, go ahead, kids. Okay, thanks, mate. Live on it.
Well,
Yep.
that's not what she'll want to see again. Vittoria Ostuni-Manuzzi will certainly be happy to see her try again.
Yeah, it's just that missed tackle with Campbell, and did Dan O'Brien not be able to get the pace, get close to her. But Ireland, if they are kicking, they need to find grass or find tram lines and then have a green wall chasing to not allow them time and space to launch that counter-attack.
So Ireland's defence breached for a second time.
Backwards.
Neatly spilling the restart, but backwards it went. It's presented by the captain, Giordano.
Release.
Italy have not utilised the box
Use
kick
it,
much
nine.
at all today, kicking
Don't
into
pull,
that
don't
breeze,
pull.
but
No.
it's been cleared
Second
by
layer anyway.
Stefan. It's a pretty good kick as well, gathered by Flood. Out wide they go, helped onto Dan O'Brien by McGillivray, and into touch they go.
Out by Green. Yep. Yeah, I'll put you guys here. Yep, thank you. Just on your front lifter.
Good counter-attack
On your front
by
lifter.
Ireland.
I'll
Obviously
bring
just
them in.
running
I'll
out of
bring them in.
space. You want to be able to step
we got,
back
5?
in there.
That's where you are.
Stacey
yes.
Flood really seeing the numbers on that side.
On the school, you guys go. Drop. Aaron, Nate.
Lovely offload. She plays it onto Wafer. Oh, Aoife Wafer
Play on.
just releases and goes again. How do they come up with an answer to what she can produce? Maloney McDonald with another big carry. Lane, Perry, and Perry gets it down. Referee goes for a closer look.
Time off. Yeah.
Yeah, genuinely think that's down from here. Looked like it got it down, but what great reactions from Ireland
The ball's
again.
on the line, but I just wanted to check if there was a knock on beforehand. Okay. Yeah. Okay, Coops, come in here, please. On-field decision is try. I've got the ball on the ground at the end. However, I just want to make sure there's not a knock on prior to her grounding it in the act of scoring.
Okay, Ella, on-field decision is a try, just checking if there's a knock-on beforehand.
Please.
Did we see anything
So, Ella, there's no
untoward there?
knock-on at the previous ruck.
It's just at the
Graham
grounding, so
Cooper.
it's covered off the grounding.
Yep.
Okay, cool, thank you.
That'd be enough for the on-field decision to stand.
Yeah, no knock
Okay.
on there.
Yep, back to me, thanks. Okay, right.
Another try for Ireland,
And it-
and a huge moment for Elena Perry, who has been welcomed into this Irish setup, Grace, and settled very quickly, and she gets her first try in just her second appearance in the Six Nations Championship.
Yeah, really good for her, and a really strong carry. Obviously instrumental in the scrums in this game as well. And you know, in that line out, it was really reactive from Cleena Maloney McDonald to actually regain that ball. Huge carry from Aoife Wafer. Her evasion and her way that she can get through players. She changes her angle, and then it's Alina who finishes it off. And that big carry, knowing exactly where the ball is, making sure her body was in the way so the opposition can't get under it. So another really good reaction from Ireland, especially after some Italian pressure.
Dan O'Brien back to kicking successfully. And Elena Perry, the 28-year-old who plays her club rugby with a couple of her Irish teammates in Gloucester Hartbury. Won 11 caps for England, but hadn't played for them since November 2020. Was brought into the Irish setup last year for the World Cup warm-up games. Made her debut against Canada, and that is an impressive finish as O'Brien sees her kick blocked down. Ireland with a 28-point lead.
Let go. No, you've lost it now, 7.
Leave.
That's bounced kindly for Italy, taken on by Manini.
Advantage 4 offside.
Ireland a straight offside through Ruth Campbell.
Got penalty advantage 9. 4 offside. Got advantage. Yes.
Over the top from Stefan. Flood did gather it well. But they'll come back for that earlier penalty.
4, never back on side. 4, never back.
Yes, Stefan's definitely keeping this Irish defence honest.
This way.
Those wee chip in over, you're looking at your 9 to try and cover them, or someone to come in out of the line.
Yep, that's okay.
McLean and Maloney, McDonald was nearly there, but just the bounce of the ball. And then because that was a tackle earlier when the ball moved again, Ruth Campbell wasn't back on the other side of that ruck.
How many? You stay open.
And only 3 times have Ireland put more points on the board in a Six Nations Championship meeting against Italy than they have already here today. And we've not yet reached half-time. That looks suspiciously crooked in the line-out, but the referee allowed play to continue. That's a strong carry from Manini. Giordano, Dinka, we haven't really seen her in broken play, spent so much of her test career on the wing, but
Advantage.
starting this championship in the centre. And again, Ireland's front-up defence has just caused Italy all sorts of problems.
Yeah, it was great pressure, and as you say, the work rate at the likes of Clean and Maloney, McDonald is unbelievable. Aoife Dalton getting up in the line there, trying to put pressure on Dinka, and then trusting her inside that they're going to make the tackle, and then Bavian Parsons coming in there and closing outside the outside channels. But you see here, both of them taking her down and then forcing the mistake. And I thought Ireland did really well in track and defence last week, so it's something that they're strong, they're confident, working together on.
Crouch!
Aoife Dalton is relentless in defence. Player of the match in that victory over Italy last year in Parma. Of course, was named to the 2025 Six Nations Championship team of the tournament.
Okay, yeah. Okay, here we go. Set
And she
square.
had a huge amount of
Hits
carries last
square.
week as
Yeah,
well.
let's stay square, yeah. I've got
Does
that
so
side.
much tackling. It's a really hard place to be at 13. You're doing so much tackling. You've so much space to cover.
Crouch! Bind! Set! Ready!
Solid scrum again from Ireland. McGillivray to O'Brien, just had to pause and wait for it to bounce for her. Parsons plays it in behind O'Connor.
You've got to deliberate or in the tackle.
It may have struck
One
an
hand.
Italian hand, has just
Yeah,
been checked.
advantage.
And has been deemed to
Penalty
be a
only
deliberate
for me.
knock-on.
Deliberate.
Solid carry from King. Lane,
Hold my mark for me, Pete, please.
Hogan, inside to Perry.
Still got advantage.
Dan O'Brien. Flood, played it early out to O'Connor. Great offload back inside. This is brilliant rugby from Ireland. Off goes Aoife Wafer. And another offload to Parsons, who marks her trip to Galway and the Dexcom Stadium with a fabulous hat-trick.
Unbelievable hands from this Irish team. The amount of offloads just in that set of play is unbelievable. put in the contact, but great reactions to go down the blind side, the skip pass to Robin O'Connor, who keeps that ball alive. Just brilliant here, that offload. Baveen Parsons coming off her own wing. Aoife Wafer using her footwork, her fight in contact, and then going back to Baveen Parsons. So huge work to keep that ball alive, to try and keep it moving. And it's just sensational from that Irish team. They would be really proud of that. They'll get totally pumped. And, you know, what a homecoming, as I said before, to have a hat-trick before half-time for Baveen Parsons.
The 24-year-old for Ballinasloe, the Connacht winger, will never forget this afternoon. Another sweetly struck effort from Dan O'Brien. What a first half of rugby it's been for Ireland. They have pulverised that Italian defence. They've put some wonderful sequences of attacking rugby together. Dan O'Brien has kicked well, and while they will be facing into the sun and the wind in the second half, Scott Beeman could scarcely believe where his side find themselves. Half-time in Galway, it's Ireland 45, Italy 10.
Watch yourself. Yeah, step back, sliding.
If you want it there, you can go there. 10 metres. Yes, on. If you want it there, you can go there. 10 metres. Yes, on. Maul. Through the 5. Shot. Maul. Through the 5. Shot. Play on. Play on. Got penalty advantage. Time off. Yeah. Advantage. Advantage is over. Advantage. Advantage is over.
Welcome back, Italy, to the bench for the second half. Give them a big Dexcom round of applause.
Yes, welcome back to the Dexcom Stadium, where Italy made their way back out before Ireland for a second half, that they will begin with a deficit of 35 points. They will be playing with the wind and the sunshine at their backs in this second period, but Grace Davitt, they were made pay for every single mistake they made in that first half. An awful lot of those mistakes forced on them by a relentless Ireland performance.
Yeah, like when you see opportunities like a line out where Ireland made a mistake and Italy get a line out and then they lose possession, or they've a goal line 22 drop out and they go straight to touch. They're the wee moments that give teams the in, and Ireland took every opportunity that they got from this Italian team. But some glimmers of hope from them. We know they're dangerous when they got their opportunities. A breakaway try there from counter-attack in the maul, but it's probably a step too far to see 45-10 turn the other way around, but Italy be wanting to put in a big performance for this second half.
And it's an Italian side that beat Ireland 2 years ago at the RDS Arena, but suffered a record defeat to them in Parma in 2025. And if Ireland keep the foot down here, this could be a long second half for Italy, who did show glimpses themselves. They've picked off a couple of tries. It certainly looked like their maul was effective when given the opportunity.
Knock on. And 11 is in front.
But they've infringed immediately off the kickoff. An Italian side that was penalised routinely by the referee in that first half. Italy have made 3 changes, 2 of them in the front row. Silvia Tirani, the very experienced Harlequins prop forward. Vittoria Zanetti, who makes just her 4th appearance for her country in her Six Nations debut. And Jordana Duca, who we know is so experienced, so effective, and will look to calm things down a little in her 9th Six Nations campaign. Well won in the air by Fiona Chute. Had a wonderful first half. Off goes Wayford, as always, makes a yard or two. Dalton didn't have too many options outside her, so kept hold of it. Lane got there quickly, young gang. Latching on was Fiona Chute. And Perry, who got a really good try in the first half.
Ball's here. That's your own player.
Lane, Campbell. Hasn't had too many opportunities to carry the second row. And coming around the back is Brittany Hogan. Wayford. It was almost stolen from her by her hooker, Maloney MacDonald.
Use it, Green.
Ireland looking to start off exactly where they left off at the end of the first half. Another Irish attempt is repelled. Wayford looking to get over that try line. Italy refusing to give in here. Well, if Ireland do want to put it through the hands, David Parsons is in acres of space, but she will not be needed, nor will any of the back line. It's a try at the very beginning of the second half. This one scored by Ireland's hooker, Cleena Maloney MacDonald. And they are refusing to take the foot off the pedal, this Irish side. An 8th try of the game already. And for Maloney MacDonald, it's a 9th for her country.
It's just patience from this Irish team, from the line out to secure the ball, for big carries for Aoife Wayford to secure it, to then just pick and go at the end and make sure that they get to the line. Perfect. So I must have been through every forward's hands there throughout that phase of play, which is a total difference to what we've seen last week. There was go forward carries where they were getting momentum in each carry that they had, and speed around the corner, making sure that they're getting into play.
Time up.
Well, the kick missed by Dan O'Brien, but you won't be too worried about that.
Oh, over there, thank you. We checked.
Well, it's already a record equaling score.
Yeah, I checked it, thank you.
For Ireland at home to Italy.
Yeah, we'll wait for her, come on, Just time off still, please, while we make that substitution.
Record breaking, in fact, the all-time top score they've put on Italy is 54 in final last year. Italy have had to make another change. This one forced upon them at half-back. Emma Stefanin is gone off for HIA, and it is Veronica Madea, the 31-year-old, also based in France, in Blagnac, who comes in for her 62nd appearance.
Yeah, and she's a real different type of player compared to Stefanin, and real control, gets Italy through the phases, but can Ireland keep the ball away from them?
Ireland have almost begun this second half as if they're trailing, as if they really have to take the game to their opposition.
Ben, put her on the mark, please.
And there is Vittoria Struni-Munizzi, one of the few Italian backs who've really had some joy. Huge amount of metres gained, and has scored that wonderful try. Almost taken from her own half of the field. One off the top by Erin King. Shoot with the carry, there for Lane.
Take him back.
Back to O'Brien, who had to kick into the wind in this second half. You can see it held up immediately. Now it's out towards O'Brien. Did she manage to avoid the knock-on? She did really well there. Just the basic handling skills of Ireland have been executed exceptionally well today.
No, lost it. No lift.
Italy not clearing that out.
Playing the ball.
In a legal position to play that ball from. So an easy exit for Dan O'Brien in Ireland.
It was a good variety from Ireland there in the line out, short line out, going to Brittany Hogan in the middle there, getting good structure so that Dan O'Brien could clear, and then you see the likes of Robin O'Connor chasing down, closing down those metres.
On the line, please.
But the penalty count and the errors from Italy is really killing them.
5.
Win in the air by Campbell. Referee didn't feel it was straight.
Not straight. Outside shoulder.
Italy did
Come on, line out.
contest.
Line out. Line out. Yep.
I think that's maybe
Fine.
slightly hard, but she's a better view than me, so.
Look at your front lifter. Here you go.
Now, can Italy
In we come.
reset themselves? Can they make sure that they stick this? Can they get over gain line,
I'll take
create
it.
a bit of momentum for their team?
Ireland has stolen that. Brilliant pass infield by Lane. And off goes Wafer.
Advantage.
They've lost it in contact, Ireland. Taken on by Medea.
All backwards by
All
Blue.
rather untidy, but it's regathered by Silvia Turani. Stefan, Medea.
Scrum advantage is over.
Stefan again. Medea did well to hold on to it. Taken in by Manini. And then Dinka. Stefan has to go digging. Ireland have slowed up the Italian ball very well tonight. Medea, not a great ball. Forced to scamper after it is Auromuzzo. There's a cheeky, tricky winger to put down. Goes hunting for space.
Let go.
Little pick
Let
and
go.
go from Manini. This is better from the Italians.
No, no, no. No, no, no.
Medea, step off the right from Jordana. Medea's going to put boot to ball here, looking to get in behind David Parsons.
Inside 50. 50-22.
That is a very well executed kick from the replacement fly half.
This gives them a great platform now to
No, it was inside.
try and put
I've
some
always
pressure
called
on
inside.
Ireland.
The rock was inside. She's kicked it inside.
What a poach that was from
Yeah.
Erin King.
Yeah, I was saying that Italy really needed the possession, and
Their
the
ball, please,
speed,
open,
the movement
open.
of Emily Lane reacting to that, Erin King
Okay, oh,
reacting
she's
to
got
it,
blood, okay.
Brittany Hogan getting the big
Time off.
carry.
She's got blood.
But just the knock
got
on in
blood.
contact, Italy making the most of it.
And there's the mother of the Irish captain.
Let's tape it
Must
up.
be very pleased by what she has seen so far. Very proud of her. I'm sure they are. And she's turning in a captain's performance as well. A big call by Scott Beeman to give the captaincy to somebody so young, Grace.
Not only so young, but someone who has been out for a year from rugby, you know, had such a horrendous injury to her knee, you know,
Just
so
wait
many
till I'm ready,
surgeries, and to work to get back. And maybe it was that carrot, you know, knowing that she's going to fight hard to get back on the team. But fair play to her, she's doing extremely well. At that captaincy, it's like, how does she going to manage the referees, speaking to them, leading from
Yeah, time is
example?
off, yeah,
And
yeah.
when you
Always
listen to
off.
all the Irish players through the media,
Okay.
they're just
Order,
so
please.
happy with her and
Time
how
on.
well she leads them.
World Breakthrough Player of the Year in 2024, and then that awful knee injury against England last year that caused her to miss out on the World Cup, which is back with a bang in 2026.
Move back.
Just the one try in the second half so far. Italy looking to get their third.
No, two.
Maybe keen
No,
to
no,
leave
no.
with
Move
something.
back. No, no, no.
Stefan pops another one inside. Dinkas was the intended recipient of the next pass, but she was closed off, so wisely holding on was Manini.
Ball's here.
Stefan has to go looking for it.
No, no, two hands. No.
Nowhere to go for the second row, Valeria Fedrigi.
Advantage, three off feet.
And Ireland playing it off their feet. A penalty advantage for Italy here. Medea trying to flip it back inside to Asuni Manuzzi.
You got advantage, Dawn.
Italy need to be
Heads up,
patient
three
here. They have that
on.
advantage to play with. Good defending from Perry there. Out wide they go. Astuna Manuzzi looking for her second. Really good tackle. But around the back they go, Italy. And she's had a really good impact since coming in. Making her presence felt, Veronica Medea. And they're not quite back in the game, but it's a score that will offer them plenty of encouragement.
Yeah, certainly, to get into the 22 and come away with points, they'll be really happy with that.
Yeah.
They really pummeled Ireland up front, really physical carries. Ireland had to work hard, which caused Ireland to condense down. You can see there was Robin O'Connor was having to cover maybe 20 metres of the pitch. You can see it here, but they do so well. McGilvray comes around, but on that offload is really what kills Ireland. McGilvray comes around late, Robin O'Connor makes a great tack and Dalton comes in, but it's just that pop off the ground, and Madia coming around, keeping that ball alive, so good impact from her.
Third try for her country, her second in the Six Nations Championship. Gaia Busso yet to register a successful kick today, and she is struggling with the conditions here, there's no question about that. And Scott Beeman has got busy in that Irish coach's box, because he is unleashing almost all of his substitutes. There are 5 coming in, 6 in fact are coming through. They will maybe just inject a new sense of momentum in this Irish team, because it stalled a little after getting the first score of the second half. Still half an hour to play. Stefan waiting for it as flood. Dan O'Brien. O'Connor had to take that standing still. That wasn't the kindest of passes from her fly half. Italy got up there very quickly. O'Brien, lovely flat pass. It's then in behind Flood, who was quick onto it for the scrap of the ball on the ground. Looks like Italy have it.
Guys, ball's here. She's off her feet.
Now look,
everyone's off their
like they
feet.
played that on the ground, but the referee happy enough for play to continue. Erin King is held up. Linda Jungang. There for Lane. O'Brien looking for some space. And here is Astuni Manuzzi. O'Connor made a valiant effort to put her down. Fabulous tackle from Lane, who had to launch herself into that collision. Taken up by Vicini. Madia. And the Italians now putting real width in the ball, getting to the edges, but Ireland drifting across and making their hits when the opportunity is there. Madia again, she's really running the game now. Big carry from Zanetti.
No, over the top now. Hold on.
Madia. Dinka. Astuni Manuzzi. And she tried to go right over the top of O'Connor, who held on grimly. Well, that looked like it went forward, and it was. Again, Ireland's defence coming up with the answers, as now those changes are going to be made. 6 changes being made by Scott Beeman.
Let me know when they're all off.
And I think they come at a crucial time. That was a lot of ball in play there, a lot of defence for Ireland. Huge hits coming in. You see the likes of Robin O'Connor getting punished, but Aoife Wafer, what a great game for her. 12 carries, so many metres. That offloads as well was crucial for her to get that try, but what a difference these changes will make. We see the likes of Dorothy Wall really wanting to make an impact after losing her place from last week. Eve Higgins will be another one wanting to make an impact. And obviously Sive McGrath coming back into the squad for the first time this Six Nations.
Patience!
Well, just the one change they made in the back line. Eve Higgins has come in, so Anna McGann and Katie Wheeler are the only 2 remaining on the subs bench. And a brand new front row. Dorothy Wall and Sam Monaghan also in. Scott Beeman will be grateful he's in a position to make such sweeping changes so early in the second half. Higgins trying to tidy that one up. There's been a slightly less fluid performance from Ireland in the second half. Italy have upped their game a little. Astuni Manuzzi, who's been absolutely superb, comes in. Stefan, Madia. Madia again, Dinka, looking for that little half gap. He gets around McGillivray. Attempts to go over the top of Niamh Jones, but she's not easily beaten. Medea, nice pass back inside to Scorbini. Italy putting the phases together, arguably their best passage of play in the game so far. Medea, and there's an option out wide, and it's Sonny Manuzzi who was wise in using the boot to get that under control. Ireland still coming up with the big tackles. King and Parsons on that far side.
Ball is lifted by the 9. Oh, space.
Flood was hit hard in the back, Stacey Flood, and the groans from the crowd at the Dexcom Stadium. She may take a second or two to get up from that. Off goes O'Connor now. Dinka very hard to beat on the outside. There for Lane. Stacey Flood thankfully is back on her feet and back in the Irish back line. Lane again. Dan O'Brien. McGillivray. Flood. Lovely pass on, having taken that earlier bang. Ireland make their way into Italian territory for the first time in quite some time. Lane, she may get held up here, did well to twist her and to contort her body into the offload before she was swallowed up. Taken on by Wall. So much experience coming in off the bench, and Sam Monaghan and Dorothy Wall. And Ireland penalised, holding on. Penalty Italy.
It's really attritional out there. Huge hits coming in from both sides. Big carries from Ireland there. The likes of Dorothy Wall getting on ball. Seen huge hits by Eve Higgins over on that far wing, really wanting to make an impact. And we see Robin O'Connor going off here and Anna McGann coming on. We've seen what a difference she made last week as well, getting her try towards the end. But what a first cap for O'Connor, getting her try. She's put in huge hits defensively. She's had some brilliant carries and you know, showing her pace and skill with ball in hand.
We're just going to tape it. Okay.
So McGann comes in for her 16th cap.
Yep. Just wait,
of course, she'll have fond memories of the Italians. A hat-trick scored against them by her in the win in Parma a year ago.
Were we able to make a decision?
And obviously a good moment for her as well. You know, she is a Connacht player coming from here and
make that subs.
Getting to rock the green of Ireland at your home province.
Thank you. Okay.
This is the worry when you make so many subs early on. Obviously, you have the win, you expect to have the win, but when you bring so many subs on and you're taking a risk that there might be another injury, and what do you do then? You might have to drop numbers.
Just to confirm that Robin O'Connor has headed down the tunnel for a head injury assessment. She made some very brave tackles there in the last 10 minutes or so during that sequence of phases from Italy. But she's had a great debut anyway, one to remember.
Seven.
She will be hoping she's fine for the trip to Clermont in a week's time. Italy taking on Scotland in Parma next weekend. Won by Giordana in the air for Italy. They mauled well in the first half. This might be another opportunity for them to seal at least 1 point.
Stay here.
Medea. Join a half back now by Aliyah Batonci for her 12th cap, who's coming off the bench at scrum half. Giordana again. Batonci, Medea spills it, and forward it goes.
Yeah, Italy just overcomplicating it there in the 22. We see Batonci just hesitating slightly, and then the forwards overrunning it, and then by the time she does go here, Madia has just got timing with Duca.
Okay, time off for a second.
Who's it going to? So Ireland will be happy with that. Ireland will be happy with the defence of the maul there and the line out. Managed to stop it. Italy then had to use it. But look at the tackle rate for this Irish team, 111 tackles and winning three turnovers. I think Beeman said last week at half-time that they weren't really racing up, fronting up, and I can say this Italian game, they definitely are. They're hugely physical, they're driving the opposition back, and I think the crucial thing now for the next 20 minutes is, can Ireland get more ball in hand? It's been all Italy for the last 20 with possession-wise and being able to run at Ireland.
And this Fabio Rosselli, former Italian wing himself, his second championship at the helm, and for the second season running, Ireland have put 50 points in his team.
Height, elbows high. Crouch. Bind. Set, steady.
The initial shove came from the Italians. Ireland recovered and went forward themselves.
No one going forward to me. Sorry.
And that's a lovely jinking effort to get out of 22 by Higgins. Ireland looking to get the initiative back in this second half. O'Brien, nice turn. Spinning away from the tackle that came in from Jordana Duca. Higgins. It's two really solid carries in a row from the replacement centre. Lovely reach and take by King, and the offload to Monaghan. Italy are training, or playing rather, with 14 at the moment. There's an Italian player receiving some treatment out of picture just to your right there, as Niamh Higgins plays it back. Niamh Jones plays one back to McGillivray. The Italian player in distress is Elisa Ranuccini. She is back on her feet, desperate to get back into the defensive line. O'Brien goes down for that one.
Ball's here.
Higgins heavily involved since coming in, but there was an accidental offside there.
Impacted the defender.
Yeah, just crossing there. We see Eve Higgins stepping up to be first receiver.
Yeah.
She does a bit of
time
a
off.
pull line,
We're
pulling
going to
across,
substitution
but
for 7.
just timing off. Stacey Flood here, you see there, she maybe
Yeah,
thought she was getting it, but
Yeah.
okay if she wasn't blocking the defender, but the fact that it hit the
Thank you.
Italian
Okay, we can go,
defender
she's
here.
Italy introducing Beatrice Veronese to the back row in place of Elisa Ranuccini. Veronese, another player based in France, at Toulon.
Okay. 16.
This is where Ireland,
16.
I know it's
My
hard
message
when
is
you're
make sure
50
you're not holding
points
players
ahead
on
to
the ground,
15
okay?
to keep
Thank
the
you.
momentum going, but you hope the subs would do this, you know. And there's a crucial thing. There was a couple of
Let's have
minutes
a look,
there of Ireland
please.
playing really well,
On
some
my front
great
lifter, on your front lifter.
pass and game.
Yeah.
We've seen Niamh Jones carrying, moving the ball around, and then one penalty, suddenly Italy are in your 22 attacking.
Ireland making Italy work hard for that.
Don't change 5.
G out to Medea. Studi Manuzzi, who's been the pick of the
Green's got the
Italian
ball,
backline
green
players
ball,
today.
green
She's been
ball.
superb.
Good listen.
Yeah, and Bavian Parsons actually ripped it from her there as well.
Lane was certainly played there, the referee right on the scene of it. Lane was calling for it immediately.
That's great defensive play from Ireland, you know, to go up in the line out. You see a lot of teams will stay down, but they go up and they contest, and you see here, great tackle by Parsons, stays in the fight. She just rips the ball before it goes to ground and able to present it back. Emily Lane plays the referee, knows she's been hit, making sure that she lets the ref know. And the big thing for Ireland now is to pay territory. I know that's a lot harder with this wind, but because you play so many phases, you make a mistake, suddenly Italy are back into your own half.
Same thing I said to them, on the front lifter, on the front
pretty
lifter.
even.
Please come in to show your meter.
Statistically, from a defensive point of view, but certainly not even on the scoreboard. Taken well in the air by Wall.
She's fine.
All at the base of it with Niamh Jones, and Ireland are rumbling into Italian territory. The ball has functioned really well today. They really should have avoided the touchline.
Yeah, it was nearly they were going too fast for their own good there to be able to control it. Kind of splintered off a bit.
Stay open.
Unfortunately, not able to stay in field.
Stay open, girls. Don't creep in. 19, stay open. Move out.
That lift was done very early. It was taken brilliantly by Giordano. Madea. And now Manini. Madea again. Parsons just has to shield her eyes from the sun as that ball arrives. And off she goes, Bevan Parsons. Brilliant carry, oh, she's away. One more defender to beat. And she did very well to take the tackle off of Studi Manuzzi and present the ball for her scrum half. Lane.
Lifting the body.
McGillivray. Taken on again, but Treat. Dan O'Brien, Eve Higgins, lovely step off her right. Flood, a couple of late shoves off the ball from Italy. McCann opens up, oh, she might go all the way. Anna McCann put down 4 metres short. 2 huge line breaks in this passage of play for Ireland. Erin King trying to get that knee on the ground.
Short! Have you got the ball?
And they go hunting for that ball, referee included. Again, Ireland just not quite patient enough.
No, absolutely not. No, you guys are locking her in. No. No clear grounding for me,
Yeah,
guys.
you see
Hold
Sam
on.
Monaghan there trying to make an impact.
You guys are jumping over a
She's
ruck.
been
You
out
can't jump over
missing,
the ruck.
but what a break for Bevan Parsons. Back to her old ways, you know, really backing herself, her pace, her power, and really fighting, and then being able to keep possession here. And then Anna McGann just showing the outside, and then just getting the footwork to step back inside, and her 7 skills coming into play here. And Ireland so close at the line. Thought that Dorothy Wall had it there, but held up. Good defence by the Italians.
Okay, kicking it through that sun, which seemed to catch the eyes of Brittany Hogan. Run back by Stacey Flood. Nice ball over the top to McGann. Higgins on her shoulder, and just couldn't get her hands free quickly enough.
No.
Yeah, the sun setting in the west here, really having an effect on the players, unable to see that ball. It rarely happens down here in Galway that the sun is that bright, but
Numbers 5.
Ireland struggling there.
5.
Just over 9,000 have paid in to watch this Irish team today.
Yeah, I got them, thank you.
And they'll feel it's money well spent. Ciara Cayley, who made her debut against France off the bench, is a hooker now for Italy for the remainder of this game. Off goes Dorothy Wall. Eve Higgins. O'Brien. Flood as Parsons waiting for outside her. Off goes Parsons, and that looked high on Flood. He's back on her feet.
Stepped away.
Higgins. King. Sam Monaghan.
No!
Ireland have
20's
carried
in the
with
way.
real intent today. Monaghan again there. Higgins, first receiver for O'Brien, and trying to put McGillivray through, put down by Dinka.
Advantage, off feet.
Italy playing that off their feet. That looked a little harsh. Higgins.
8, 16, off feet.
Lane waits. Parsons coming around the corner, that's knocked on, so in they go for the penalty.
I think the problem with that Jackal was she just
16
went
off
beyond
feet.
the ball, got hands on ground, and then pulled back onto the ball. Some great carries. That player there, Bevan Parsons,
I
has been
understand what
so
you're saying. I'm getting
instrumental
the ones
today,
that
and
impact
Erin
the speed
King,
of
some
your
big
ball, okay?
carries as
If the
well.
ball's available, I'll probably use it. If it's not impacting the speed, okay? Off feet.
Good touch found by O'Brien. There's another line-out steal for Ireland. They've
Where you are, thanks.
stolen 2 apiece, the 2 respective packs. Crooked throw though by Niamh Jones.
Outside shoulder.
Yeah, you just see
Scrum
Sam
off,
Monaghan
scrum
goes
off,
up
line out.
there, goes to her outside
Line out,
shoulder.
line
I
out,
don't know
Tyson.
whether she's jumping into the gap or not, but there wasn't much pressure for Italy. There's been great variety in this Irish line out today. Yeah, it's just not straight.
Four. Yeah, where you are, thank you.
So that's an easy out again for Italy.
Well, that's as long as they secure their own possession, which they have failed to do.
Yeah, so blue ball, yep. Backwards by green, blue ball. Time off, subs.
And Ireland making their final
I just
change
made
in the
some
back
subs as
line.
well, so just hold.
And that shows the gain line success of Ireland and the amount of clean breaks, Grace, that they've managed to put together 3 times more than their opponents.
Yeah, it's the clean breaks and then the gain line success. So the gain lines lead to the clean breaks most of the time. If you build momentum and you've some
If you were
big
gonna go
carries
5
that
and then
the
drop to
opposition
4,
has to go
yeah,
back
I'll
and
let
keeps
them
having
set.
to go
4
back
and
and
4.
turn,
Let's go.
then what happens is you find space somewhere else. So really good team effort to be able to get those stats.
Niamh Jones sees that go just beyond her as Erin King picks it off for Ireland and taken on by Hogan. Ireland made a change at scrum half. Emily Lane withdrawn after a brilliant performance. Katie Whelan has come in for her second cap, having made her debut at Twickenham. Another effective carry from Eve Higgins. What an impact she's had. Really responding well to dropping out of the starting 15.
Counter-ruck is legal. No. Set. Green, take the line.
So another Italian line out under a little bit of pressure inside their own 22.
Inside.
Giordano drops it. Referee said that went backwards.
Forwards, no. No, I've got it backwards, guys.
It's a carry for Chaley.
And use a 9, that's taken back. Taken back.
Sent long by Batonci, down towards Parsons. Good fend initially. She's used her upper body strength so well on various occasions today. Digging for it was Whelan. Now O'Brien. Flood. Ireland going through the hands but not getting any go forward momentum.
No. Well done.
Their attack has been a little more static in this second half. They were razor sharp in the first.
Offside. Never made
Another
it back.
needless penalty conceded by
20.
Italy.
Yeah, it is really needless because there's been no pressure on them. Ireland stuck here in their own half and, you know, not really going anywhere. And, you know, it was just lazy running, not getting back on side. And it's an easy out now for Ireland to actually get territory within the half of Italy. But can they get their line out functioning? Niamh Jones will want to get this right here for her
Set
team.
your half metre.
Everybody
Yeah, I'll get
fighting
them.
here for a position
Set your half
on this
metre off
squad
the
next
AR.
week
Move
in
open.
Clermont.
Open.
And that trip to France now has taken on so much importance. Ireland got so close to them in Cork last year, and of course we feel they left the World Cup quarter-final behind them as well. Another crack at the French next weekend. They'll be going there in fine fettle after this performance.
Down by green here. You got a penalty advantage for in the air.
Ireland have a penalty advantage here. Penalties continue to rack up.
Down by blue there, but got in the
Still
air.
no sign the referee is going to take any further action.
Yeah, I think maybe if that was in the 22, it'd be a different story. But that's how crucial Fiona Tuite is to this Irish team. She's instrumental in her maul work and how she controls that line out. She was talking to the referee about that, but able to secure it, talk to her players, get them tight in around her. It was great
Just
movement,
make sure on the
momentum,
setup we have access to the jumper. Okay, thanks.
and to force that penalty.
Wait
An
till they
excellent
come
kick
to
again
ground,
from
okay?
Dan O'Brien into the sunshine, into the breeze. Brings Ireland about 6 metres out. Sam Monaghan wins it in the air, sets the ball. Niamh Jones has it tucked under her arm.
Now, Ken.
Slow progress, but definite progress. Now a little bit of momentum. But they haven't managed to get over that line. Repelled very well by the Italians. Off goes Dorothy Wall. Takes some tackle to stop her. But they should be over, and they are. And it's the blindside wing forward, Brittany Hogan, who comes up with the ball and gets Ireland moving forward again. And 9th try of the game for Scott Beeman's side, and Brittany Hogan gets her 4th international try.
Yeah, and she's had a great game as well, hasn't she? Just really fighting, real good carries, but it was this line out that was crucial. They kind of got splintered. Niamh Jones was near the front of it. They couldn't get over. Some big carries by Dorothy Wall, and then it was just the low body angle of Brittany Hogan.
Inside last 10, team. Keep it up.
See her body nice and low, and the latch from Niamh O'Dowd there really pushing her over.
Curled in beautifully by Dana O'Brien, who's kicking just as effectively today as she did in Parma a year ago. Well, there are several Irish players who've caught the eye today, and indeed Ostoni Manuzzi for Italy, who's been brilliant for them. Aoife Wafer, Aoife Dalton and Bevan Parsons, Grace. They are the potentials for the moment for the player of the match, which we will get to in a few minutes' time.
Yeah, like huge game from Aoife Wafer. Only played maybe 50 minutes, but like 13 carries. She'd some metres made. That offload crucial in one of the tries. Dalton's always instrumental in that back line, making huge tackles and just being a solid player there.
Victoria Ostoni Manuzzi, who's carried for 172 yards today, which is over double the yardage of any other player. Aoife Wafer's the only one that's come remotely close.
Yeah, and then you have Parsons, you know, a homecoming for her, and it's the Parsons that we remember as the 17-year-old bursting onto the scenes for Ireland, and those big carries in the RDS. This is back to her old form after some injuries, and you know, just really backing herself and taking the ball on. And it's amazing to see her score 3 tries today.
Yeah, she missed last year's Six Nations Championship with another broken leg, similar to injury to the one that caused her to miss the Paris Olympics with the Irish Sevens the year before. She's had to overcome so much adversity. Injuries earlier in her career as well.
Inside, wait.
As O'Brien finds an excellent touch down that right-hand side. She has kicked the leather off the ball today.
Yeah, she's had some huge kicks and really come into her own. There's some loose ones there where, you know, it was risky going into Ostoni Manuzzi and Dinka, but, you know, she gets some distance and accuracy on it, and it just gives Ireland a great platform and better territory.
You guys are doing your laces.
Forget that she made her debut as an 18-year-old 4 years ago, just after her leaving cert.
5.
Despite being still just 21 years of age. Today, her 32nd test appearance, Dana O'Brien.
Timing's fine. No compete.
Ireland didn't contest in the air.
Knock on. Offside.
But Italy straight offside on that knock-on. So another Irish penalty.
Yeah, it's a let-off for Italy there, or for Ireland there, you know, making that knock-on. Obviously, line out, not clean. Bit of misunderstanding, but Ireland didn't compete, and because they didn't compete, it doesn't matter that it's not straight, but Piccioni just not ready for it. Knocked on, and then someone in the line out picks it up, and they're in front of the ball, so offside.
The numbers. Okay, cool.
Final few minutes in Galway, that was definitely crooked, so Italy can gain some good territory here. It was a huge carry from Zanetti.
Knock on.
And knock on from Ireland, scrum Italy right on halfway.
I think Ireland will be disappointed, Beeman, you know, that taking their foot off the pedal in this second half. I think he maybe would have thought that there'd be more impact from these subs.
Well, one
Let's
player
go,
who's
let's
lasted
keep
the full
lining up.
80 is Bevan
the
Parsons.
speed.
Grace, you have
Are we gonna be
decided
too
that
close?
she,
Is this
amongst
okay?
several
Okay.
contenders, is the player of the match today, and that's just a rerun of a quite extraordinary
Inside
hat-trick
shoulders, stay
on
high,
home
stay
territory
high.
as well.
Yeah, some
Crouch.
unbelievable tries from her, you know, when she'd no right to do it, you know, getting ball in space and really beating like three Italian
steady,
players, but her
hold,
work rate
hold,
around the park,
hold.
the
Keep
way
high,
that
keep
she
high.
went, it was instrumental in her second try. She was actually on the opposite wing, but her work rate was intense and unbelievable. So yeah, well worth for her to get player of the match.
Well, Italy will still feel they can leave with something. They're looking for their bonus point try. Maya out on that far side. Auramuzzo. There for Batonci. 3 minutes left for them to take something back home with them. And it's a second bad beating in a row for the Italians, having suffered at the hands of the French in the second half a week ago. Some ground made up again by Auramuzzo. Taken on with Turani.
Move, Green! Ball's here.
Ireland will shoot up the table to third position, heading into round 3 before they visit the French. And Italy will now be targeting the visit of Scotland to Parma in a week's time. It is simply must-win game for them.
Hands and
There's
feet,
been some
Green!
turnaround, Grace, from an Italian side that beat Ireland in the RDS just 2 short years ago.
Yeah, definitely this Ireland team are firing.
Well, they might need to fire a defence here because they haven't been able to stop that Medea pass out to Alicia Dinka. They have a bonus point, Italy, at least something to show for their efforts in the west of Ireland. And Dinka, well, that's as easy a finish as she will ever have for Italy in a test match. That is her 8th try in the Six Nations Championship, her 15th overall for her country.
Yeah, and it's just Ireland get narrow. You know, it's really hard to keep your width on that when there's
In the
such
red,
physical
that's your
players
time.
in their pack. Ireland just tighten up. They've got width both sides and just too narrow at the end there, and an easy run in for her. But it's the damage that the forwards did, you know, sucking in the Irish forwards. Everyone just getting a bit tighter. It takes 2 Irish players to bring a player down, and then the numbers just don't match up at the end.
Well, the veteran Michaela Solari is on to take this potentially final kick for Italy. Well, that's certainly an increase in the standards because Gaia Busso's really struggled from the tee. Didn't quite come in sufficiently enough though for the 33-year-old from Padova. But this was the try. Madej, who's had a really good second half since coming in for Emma Stefanin. And an easy one for Dink in the end.
Yeah, she's really pulled the strings and got this forward pack and backline moving with ball in hand. Instead of just kicking and chips over, it's actually gone through hands and gained good momentum and scored, as you say, a bonus point. How crucial will that be for Italy?
Ireland want more points though. Trying to burrow away through the gap was Katie Whelan.
Some advantage only.
Last few seconds, final few plays. O'Dowd. Side McGrath back for that carry.
Release!
Got her knee to the ground.
For the knock on. Possession.
Kane.
And release!
And yet another Italian infringement. Not releasing after the tackle when everything had her knee on the ground.
Thank you.
Yeah, they're just slow to release, trying to slow this Irish ruck down if they can hold on a split second longer or even rip it in contact. The referee hot on it there, and it's easy access to the 22. And Ireland will really want to finish with a flourish here. Want to play, want to get another try on the board.
Eyes up here, team. Take the end of the tee. End of the tee. So just a little bit more. Yeah.
So record points tally.
Where are you? Yeah.
9 tries scored by Ireland, who are looking for the perfect 10 now in these final few seconds. Niamh Jones looking for one final line-out throw to find its mark, and she goes for the captain, Erin King, who called that line out on herself. And away they go, around the corner of that maul. Pick and go from Wall. Italy refusing to
Hands and feet, boy.
give this one up easily.
Advantage.
And Ireland have turned it over. Giordano to Dinka.
Scrum advantage.
Italy still playing. Looking to get wide. Solari. Dinka
Edge over for the knocker.
has got Ostuni Minuti outside her.
One.
And that's been kicked away. Stacey Flood, will she look for the touchline? She decides enough is enough. And that caps a quite marvellous performance by Ireland,
Okay.
who have bounced back
Guys, time's still
remarkably
going.
well from their defeat at Twickenham.
Okay. I've got a penalty.
Well, the full-time whistle hasn't actually gone.
Excuse. Guys, game's still going. Camera off. Camera off. Game's
Well,
still
there
going,
are
please.
photographers,
Game's still going. I haven't called time.
Backroom staff, all sorts on the field at the moment. They'll
Alright,
need to
I'll
be
just explain.
cleared.
I'll explain. I'll just go to Lisa. I'll just explain. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a pitch
I'll
evasion.
explain. So Timo's just confirmed I got a late tackle on the kick up by your team. So it'll be a penalty against you guys. I'm just getting my mark for me. So go again, Coops.
Well, on we go. After it was kicked out of the field by Ostuni Minuti, as Stacey
Green
Flood was
side,
putting it into
44
touch, there was a
metres.
late tackle on the
So it's
Italian
on the 15,
fullback.
would it be?
Yeah, you see Anna McGann here,
Martin.
great kick and just a
Well, it's
shoulder
kicked.
charge into touch.
4 metres from touch.
I thought
So
it was,
it's gonna be-
you know,
it'll be a
Russian
penalty
blood to the
against
head
you
to
guys
kick
for
it
late
anyway.
tackle on the kick, okay?
Because once you kick it away, you've given away
Other
that
side of the 10.
possession.
So
So
I'm just
another
marking
opportunity
markers.
for Italy to get another score on the board.
On the 5. Yeah. Late tackle on the kicker.
Looking for touch is Sarah Manini. And she'll actually leave it for
Late
Medea.
tackle. Yeah.
Perhaps was halfway to the changing rooms.
Late.
So one
Yeah.
final onslaught coming in
them.
from the Italians.
Move open. Move open. Numbers. Numbers. 7. 7.
Get up and then let's get it.
Open. Open. You need to open.
Line out, one objective, one completed for Italy. And who knows, points difference could be a factor when it comes to the third, fourth, fifth and sixth places later on in the championship. But Ireland have
Just
stolen
in the
it,
middle for me.
and they will have the opportunity here to kick it off the park. Dan O'Brien says that will do nicely. And Ireland, having performed well in the second half against England, have backed it up today with a first half of real consequence. Bevan Parsons, the star of the show, with a hat-trick of tries. But through this matchday squad of 1 to 23, Grace Davitt, it has been a wonderful performance. There is the full-time score in Galway. Ireland 57, Italy 20.
Must have been, yeah. Well done.
Well, what are your thoughts overall, Grace? They came to play from the very start, and Scott Beeman must be so pleased by what his side have produced.
Yeah, definitely from the 6th minute with putting pressure on Italy and getting a try, with Emily Lane with those pressure and penalties to then, back up a penalty or a try from Italy for Aoife Wafer to score off the maul. So it was tit for tat with some great tries, some great play with the forwards and the backs interlinking. We've seen the maul working, we've seen the back line working, we've seen the kicking. So I think he might be disappointed with the scoreline in the second half. 12-10 really was all that was scored in the second half. So they probably would have wanted a bit more momentum, a bit more impetus with those subs coming on, but it's hard to keep that momentum when you're getting such a score up.
And a very different look to the Irish attack today.
Yeah, no, definitely. It was, seeing the likes of Bevan Parsons getting their hands on the ball was huge, and we've seen Eve Higgins stepping in and coming on, Robin O'Connor, we've seen the offloads. It was a real team performance.
9 tries, 57 points, a record score against the Italians, backing up what they achieved in Parma a year ago, and it'll put them in really good spirits as they head to Clermont next weekend for a massive showdown with the French, a French side that made it 2 wins from 2 today, and themselves will be eyeing up a potential Grand Slam decider in round 5 against England. It's down to Ireland to try and ensure that they aren't in a position to win that slam come the visit of the world champions in a few weeks' time. That is Scott Beeman and his Ireland players. Their next major objective is to take out one of the big two in this championship. They came so close to doing it against France in last year's Six Nations, and of course they will feel they should have beaten the French in the quarter-final of the World Cup, minus Aoife Wafer in those last few minutes, who was playing with that injury. So that is certainly something to look forward to, but for now it's all about celebrating a wonderful win, and one of these standout performers was Bevan Parsons, who is now standing by with her thoughts.
Bevan, first women's Six Nations rugby game in Galway. A Galway girl wins player of the match. How much does that mean to you? The crowd love it anyway.
Yeah, the crowd here is absolutely fantastic. They've been screaming from minute 1 to minute 80, and we really felt that on the pitch, and it's just an absolute dream come true to be able to play in Galway in front of such an amazing crowd and to put on a game like that. It's just fantastic.
Look at Ireland. They're loving you, and rightly so. Ireland scored 9 tries. You scored 3 of them. But that third try, that had to be the pick of the bunch. Some brilliant passing and offloading.
I think that try sort of showed how much we can interlink and the talent that we have in our squad. I don't know how many hands have passed through, but those type of tries have been coming off in training, so to have one now on the international stage is just a dream.
And look, we have to talk about the crowd again, a home record. How special was it to deliver a performance like that for them?
It's so special. We talked about our green wave and how much it's built, and to see the crowd now today, the young girls, the old, like everyone from young and old coming out to support us. We heard them singing the Fields of Athenry and N17, so it's just fantastic.
Fantastic atmosphere, and roll on France now, Bevan, and confidence will be high.
Yeah, big time. You know, we have some revenge to get back at them from the World Cup, so we'll hit the ground running this Monday, and we had a really big training week this week, and next week it will be no different.
Well done, and thank you for talking to me.
Thank you.
Well, what a day it's been for Bevan Parsons. Grace, this is a girl who's come through so much adversity, 2 broken legs, hamstring problems in the years before that, has missed huge stagings in her life, including the Paris Olympics with the Ireland Sevens team. She was publicly talking about how unhappy she was with her own performance against England. What an answer she delivered today.
Yeah, definitely. Maybe this was the fire in the belly she needed. You know, she was in the media during the week, coming home, playing in Galway. What a big event it is for her. And I think just Emily Lane getting that first ball to her, pushing it wide, beating 3 Italians, and then just letting Bevan play the game that she can play was huge. And I think you could just see her growing and growing as the game went on. And even when she caught a high ball in the second half, she ran back and she cut through defenders, which we wouldn't have done before, which was absolutely outstanding from her.
Well, as they do a lap of honour, rightly so, we'll take an opportunity to hear from the Ireland captain, Erin King, who carried the ball effectively today, led her side from the start. She's standing by with Ger.
Erin, what a win, what a performance. How important was that win today?
I just want to start by thanking everyone for being here. You know, to break the record for the Irish crowd is unbelievable, and we really appreciate all the support. But yeah, it meant so much to us after last week to come out and put in a dominant performance. You can see there from 1 to 23, everyone who came on that pitch worked so hard for each other. So yeah, just really proud of the squad and some unbelievable work from the girls.
Yes, and what was the most thing that pleased you about today's performance?
I think we placed a lot of emphasis on putting our words into action, and you know, we talk a lot about working hard and enjoying the game that we play, and I think we went out there and enjoyed the game of rugby, and we played with smiles on our faces, and yeah, we showed what we're all about and what we're capable of.
Look, you mentioned the crowd, over 9,000 of them here today, a record number. How much did they drive you on?
Yeah, it's so much. Like, we could hear everyone in the crowd. We talk about our green wave all the time, and it's just growing, and we really felt everyone today. So we really appreciate the support and all the young girls coming through. We thank you so much for being here.
Well, after that now, you'll be looking forward to get going against France.
yeah, definitely. I think now we enjoy this win, but heads down, what next job? And I think that's that big job is against France next week. So yeah, probably a little bit disappointed that we did let them in at a few occasions, but a few little tweaks, minor tweaks, and we'll regroup and go again.
Erin, thank you so much and well done today.
Thank you very much. Cheers. Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Erin. Well done.
Ireland's 21-year-old captain speaks like a player with far more captain experience than she actually does. What a potentially wonderful leader she is for this Irish team going forward. Erin King, a wonderful performance from her and indeed the rest of her teammates and the management team who have recovered from the beating they took in the first half, in particular against England. Well, let's get some Italian reaction because it was a really difficult afternoon here in Galway. Let's hear from their experienced prop forward, Silvia Turani.
A difficult result. How are you feeling?
Had better days, I think. Stuff, but that's part of the game, isn't it?
What were the key moments that you felt didn't go your way today?
I've obviously came on in the second half, and I think the chat in the changing room has been, let's go out there and have a go at this game, show who we are, head up and play. And I think the moment to change the game was under the post. We set an objective. The objective was score that fourth try, and we did. So that's definitely a positive we'll take home today.
Yeah, and what other things will you need to improve on now ahead of the next game?
It's really tough to say now because it's like hot. I think like we'll have time tonight to rest, and then from tomorrow it's time to review the game. It's time to set the positives, but more than everything, the improvements, the work on in order to play a better game next week.
Thank you for taking the time to talk to me, and best of luck in the next
Pleasure.
game.
Thank you very much.
Well, Silvia Turani, very good of her to give us her thoughts after a pretty sobering defeat to an Irish team that have just pulled away from this Italian side over the last couple of years. This is the impact that result will have had on the table. Italy rooted to the foot of the table, although they did pick up their first point of this year's championship. Ireland, with that bonus point victory, have gone from 5th all the way up to 3rd, and what an almighty task it is for them as they head to Clermont to take on the French in a week's time. It's been a historic, a wonderful afternoon from an Irish point of view in Galway at the Dexcom Stadium in front of a record crowd, where Ireland have beaten Italy by 57 points to 20. We thank you for watching, and we'll see you again soon.
Just give us a sign, we're just coming off the world feed.
Okay. Scott, a first home win, 3rd in the table. What did you make of the performance overall? A brilliant performance.
Look, we're delighted with the performance and the result. Record crowd here in Ireland, the west of Ireland is outstanding. We want to keep moving it forward. So, you know, we've achieved what we needed to do today, but more games to come and we can keep getting a bit better.
Now, you spoke to me beforehand about how you wanted to see what you did in training out on the pitch here today. Did you see that and more?
Certainly first half. And look, it's playing over here. It's always going to be a game of two halves with the wind. It's not blowing a gale, but it's enough to affect where you play the game. So I thought we capitalised that in the first half, and the really important thing is you keep the momentum going, and everything we practiced in the week we saw bits to tidy up on. Second half we get opportunities to score points, weren't quite as hungry, as clinical maybe in that last bit, and you know we're a little bit disappointed with gifting the Italians a chance to get a losing bonus point with the tries.
So obviously 1 home win is the target now to get 2 more home wins.
We always want to win whenever we play in Ireland, regardless who we play against. So look, yes we do, but we've got to take stock of this performance. Go away to France next week. We're going to go after ourselves. There's some bits to tidy up on from today, what we've got to, but we get those bits right of performance in terms of next week, then we know we can put in a performance to compete with the French.
And obviously going to France, the confidence will certainly be high after today's result.
Yeah, we just got to keep going. We think we're getting better. We see it in training. First game away to England's the as it possibly comes. It's a tough game next week, but we'll just keep going after ourselves. We'll keep trying to get better every time we play, and we think we're getting a better and better group for that.
And Scott, you touched on it already, but I can't let you go without talking about this crowd. The atmosphere was just electric today.
It's outstanding. 9,200, I think. We'll keep going after it. We want to break this 10,000. We want to get bigger and bigger every time. Our next opportunity is up at the Affadea against Wales, and we'd love to try and beat this record again.
Well, I hope you do, and I think you will. Thank you very much, Scott.
Thank you.